I deny everything.
What's he accused of?
Everything. This here's the Whistling Kid, which is real moniker's Tony Lorca.
Tony Lorca? You're the man the Texas sheriff wrote me about. You killed my husband.
If I did, you have my commiserations, but not my apologies. The only men I've ever killed were those who were trying to turn me in for the reward money.
Don't look at me. Why, I wouldn't think of taking you to the U.S. Marshal at Center City, like it says to do in that there poster. Even if the reward money is $5,000.
$5,000? Well, what are you waiting for? He isn't armed. Somebody take him into custody.
Which, if anybody tries it, he's liable to get his teeth shot out with his own gun. Besides, I don't need $5,000 that much.
Well, I do. Anyway, reward money's rightfully mine.
Now, how do you figure that? I found that poster, didn't I?
It was my husband he killed, wasn't it?
The Whistling Kid ought to be community property for all of us to participate in. Share and share alike.
Now, that's socialism. I say that the reward money should go to the man who earns it.
I don't want to butt in, but would anyone be interested in my...
Now, somebody grab him before he tries to get away.
Oh, he won't get very far. I just came in from the south, and the only pass out of town is closed.
Well, looks like you'll be with us for some time, son. Meanwhile, I freely offer to finance your creature comforts and whatever luxuries the town affords.
I never accept money I don't earn or steal.
Oh, I don't think you'll cost me much, son. One of these horned toads is a cinch to shoot you in the back for the reward before you can run up much of a bill.
Now, that's a consolation. Here I am, worth $5,000, and I haven't got the price of a pint of beer or a plate of beans. I am a certified check I can't cash.
I'll cash you. At a discount, of course.
Why, whatever do you mean, Shasta?
If I advance you the money for grub and booze, will you let me turn you into the Marshal in Center City when the road's clear?
That's the most immoral proposition I ever heard of. You're asking me to sell my own life.
It's better than giving it away. Like Bart says, somebody like to shoot you in the back. This way you get to spend some of your own reward money on yourself.
That would be a joke on the government, wouldn't it? Well, what's your offer, Shasta?
Well, seeing as how you killed the only husband I ever had, I'll be generous. $50.
I'd rather be shot in the back. All right. I hereby agree to Shasta Cooney's deal, but not her terms. Now, here I stand before you, gentlemen. Look at me. Worth $5,000. All I ask is a mere pittance to see me through my last few days on Earth. Come on, what am I bid? Huh?
I'll make it $60.
I have $60. Do I hear 70?
Personally, I haven't got 60 cents in cash, but I do own 600 merinos. I'll bid 65 sheep.
Now, you say I killed your husband, Shasta. Are you going to let someone else have the honor of turning me over to the hangman?
$200.
$500.
That's better, much better. I have $500. Do I hear 600?
Oh, heck, you only live once. I'll bid 600 sheep. Come on, Duck.
Oh, I think you should understand, Minnie. The highest bidder doesn't get Tony Lorca in person, just the right to turn him over to the law, after which he will be hanged by the neck until dead.
I withdraw my bid. Anytime I pay 600 sheep for a man, I want him alive, awake, and available.
All right, the last bid was 500. Do I hear 600?
600.
700.
800.
Oh, the little lady really wants to see me hang. What's it worth to you, Zach?
$900.
Shasta?
$800 all I have in cash. I refuse to dip into my suitcase.
Sold for $900. I'm so sorry, Shasta. But I'll make it up to you. I'll see that you get an invitation to the hanging.
I wouldn't miss that for anything in the world.
Thank you.
waste of it all. A horrible waste.
What's wasteful about it? Business being what it is, those girls haven't had a full meal in weeks.
Spending money that's rightfully mine.
Well, I don't know how you figure that. And what do you expect him to do with the money? Save it for his old age?
Don't forget there's a rope waiting for him, Shasta.
That's a consolation.
Excuse me.
Don't think I'm neglecting you, Shasta. Here, champagne. It's a genuine French article.
And don't you think that you can buy my friendship with anything that's been tromped out of a grape? Take your champagne.
Considering they're enemies and he still kisses her like that, I wonder what he'd do if they were friends.
It should happen to me.
Put that on my tab.
Hey! Hey, somebody bring a hooker a red eye. Shasta's done fainted.
Why, that big brute crushed the wind out of her. Here, this water ought to do it.
Keep it up. Maybe she'll drown.
Turn Tony over for a quick profit.
Well, now, who'd be silly enough to pay more than $37.50 for Tony under the circumstances?
What's silly about it?
Who are you?
I'm Trig Owens, and this is Pac Muntz. We represent a syndicate out of the town of O'Leary's Laps. We just paid $4,500 for Tony Lorca. In case anybody's interested, the new price is $7,000.
Why, that's $2,000 over par. The government only offers $5,000.
Well, if the government wants any part of the Whistling Kid, they'll have to pay our price. After all, we got a corner on the market, ain't we?
Yes, but can you deliver the goods? How do you know that Tony hasn't arranged with that gang of his to hold you up and snatch him away from you on the way to Center City?
I'll bet you anything that's just what Tony's got up his sleeve. You don't think he's going to let himself get hung without putting up a fight, do you?
Well, I'll be. It looks like we've been hornswoggled and hoodwinked. Let's go gather up the boys and shoot up this mangy town, Trig.
This mangy town's full of suckers, Pac, and they'll go for any deal they can get on cheap. Come on, we're going after the small investors.
Tony Lorca? Get in.
This is kidnapping. You know that, don't you?
Shut up. I just won you in a raffle.
Suppose you're taking me to the United States Marshal at Center City.
Why should I?
Well, to see me hang for killing your husband, of course.
I forgot to tell you. Before you killed him, he deserted me and ran off with a female faro dealer from Gila Bend. I wouldn't want to see you hang just for killing him.
But you forget I'm worth $5,000 at the end of the road.
The border isn't far off. The other day you kissed me. I know you did it just for spite, but it shook me to my very foundations. I suddenly felt a crazy, overwhelming impulse to give you the entire contents of my suitcase. How'd it make you feel?
Come to think of it, there does seem to be some kind of haunting memory attached to the episode. Maybe I better refresh my memory.
This here's Tony Lorca, Marshal. Now, he was here until last night when he just disappeared.
That's Tony Lorca, all right. But wherever he is, he must be in a remarkable state of decomposition. Considering the fact he's been dead more than a year.
Dead?
Mm-hmm.
Then who?
Oh, that other man. That was Tony's brother, Pepe. He looks like Tony. But Pepe's not a man of crime or violence. He's more of a con man.
Oh, I knew he was some kind of crook. You gonna arrest him?
No. Pepe's been making his living going around and hanging up his brother's wanted posters in post offices. Then he waits for human greed to set in. As far as I know, there's nothing illegal about that.
Well, he rooked Zach Martin out of $900. Ain't that illegal?
Zach got his money back, made a profit on the deal.
Yeah, so did all the others, including that syndicate from O'Leary's Labs, where they more than come out even on the raffle.
Well, somebody must have lost. Sure, that's it. What did Shasta Cooney get for her money?
Shasta Cooney only invested in the price of a lottery ticket.
And Shasta got Pepe Lorca.
Right this way. Right this way, Ducks. I had your room all ready for you.
Well, I see he's got her suitcase.
He sure enough has.
Now, don't tell me that ain't illegal.
I married him last night.